Onstage, onstage with Jim and Tom. 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 Tom and Jim.
Tonight we welcome the Highway Poets to the stage of the Phoenix Theater. Highway Poets are old friends of the Phoenix and my co-host Tom Gaffey, and they have an incredible musical history in Sonoma County. They've been voted Best Rock Band by the North Bay Bohemian, Best Band in Sonoma County by the Press-Democrat, Best Local Band by SF Weekly, and the list goes on and on. Right now we'll get to know the people behind the music, and then they will play a collection of songs. Please welcome to the program, Highway Poets.
Highway Poets.
Thank you all.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
These guys have about a combined history of maybe 150 years on this stage. And in this building, actually.
Yeah. I got my first start here, actually. Tom and my father snuck me through the back door to see my very first big screen movie here. It was
Batman.
the first Batman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to say Batman.
Oh my God.
Michael Keaton
and I was
Batman,
the hugest
the best
Batman.
Batman.
The real Batman.
I literally sat on that balcony and
Far
I
out.
watched Batman.
I'm Batman. Yeah.
The real Batman, kids.
And,
Michael Keaton, black, yellow.
And Jack Nicholson said, "Have you ever danced with the devil in a pale moon?"
Oh, I love that.
I
love
always liked when he pulled out the gun. Man.
Yeah, the big long bang gun.
Save the girl.
And actually, I have a long history with Tom and the Phoenix also, just because, obviously my family owns and operates the Mystic Theater and have for a long time.
Yeah.
And through that, my grandmother, so weirdly, who raised all the O'Donnell boys,
Yes.
apparently used to run the Mystic and actually even...
No, ran the Phoenix.
Or the Phoenix, I'm sorry.
Your grandmother taught me how to run a movie
And he
theater.
always told me when I was a kid that your grandmother taught me how to run this place.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that you should go into that because I was going to say the history Tom has with you guys
It's crazy.
predates some of your existence.
I don't even know
Yeah.
about this.
She was quite a lady. Your grandmother, oh my gosh. I just loved her for crying out
So
loud.
back to it though. So she originally this was the state. I'm sorry, this was the State Theater. What was this?
This
called
was, no, this
originally?
was the showcase. in those days.
Showcase when she ran it,
You
right?
bet.
And
It was.
This
she was-
very theater.
Yeah,
this very theater was called the Showcase.
I believe.
Yeah,
I
turned into the
can't ever
Showcase
remember
in
what it was called.
'66.
But and it always stuck with me when you told me about my grandmother, because it
absolutely.
seemed like the same kind of things that she gave you passed on to the
Yes.
next generation, and it just and I feel like we are trying to pass on to the next, and
Absolutely.
it's something that's, to me, that's the beautiful part of it all, that wraps it all up. Not just respecting elders, but just respecting people that have been there before you.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be someone necessarily that much older, just someone that's done it before you. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's just life in general. It's like respect it, and if someone's got that kind of heart to give you a little peace of mind, take it with some
And
heart.
she had such a big heart.
Yeah.
But that's only like half the story, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it
Because,
could-
no, I did. But I mean, so there's some background that predates you.
Oh, yeah.
But Sebastian's father is somebody
yeah.
who you grew up with, and
Sebastian's father.
you just take it away.
Sebastian's father grabbed me because he had known my brother first.
Oh, I didn't know.
And yeah, absolutely. So my brother and he were closer in age. But I think, so Jack came in and rented some office space at a warehouse at 1010 Lakeville, which is now the In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
But this was my dad's building.
That's where my parents met, actually.
At 1010 Lakeville?
Well, yeah, my mom was his secretary.
Yeah,
Oh, no way.
that's absolutely correct. And so he started. One of the first things he did in his space was start rehearsing with Hollis Tessier and just a cadre of other drummers. He was trying to get Jack Now and Avoid the Rush back together.
Yep.
So
Which was a band he'd had
which
at
was
an
a
earlier
band,
time.
Yeah, which was a band that had quite a bit of action, and they were. That was where I think Jack was cutting his teeth on a lot of the chops that he played, and he was a great player.
So Jack Now is your father.
Yeah.
And tonight, you guys, at the end of the set that you play a cover of The Wait.
The Wait, which is
by
a tune
the
that I
band.
played with him. Absolutely.
You played with Jack Now.
Yeah, absolutely.
30, 40 years ago or something.
Well, yeah, in 77, 78, something like that, 79, 77, 78, and 79, I bet. A few days ago, I started having this big hit. Well, at first I started thinking about Jack. And then I realized, wait, I got to do a tune with these guys. I got to do The Wait with these guys. Yeah. And now I know it's like I had Jack kind of talking in my ear a little bit.
And important just context for people who don't know the band. Jack passed away a few years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
now.
He actually he passed away. I don't think we've ever even really told this out.
Yeah,
into the world.
it's not been a public.
He passed away while sitting in with our band at the time. Taylor and Rhyne weren't with us, but Travis and I were playing, and we're playing one of his songs. And it was at the Odd Job, or the Odd Fellows Hall in Sebastopol.
Sebastopol, yeah.
And
It's just the three of you guys?
well, no, we had a
band
bass
at the time.
player and a drummer, and essentially what happened was we were playing his song, and like, no joke, not to like make it dark and sad to anybody listening, but it's pretty much we're playing his song, he's singing, he's fronting it, and we're sitting there, and he like looks at me and goes, like, he was a crowd pumper type of guy, and he's like, "You guys having fun?" And everybody's like, "Yeah." And then he goes like, "I'm having the best time of my life right now. Take it away, son." He throws a solo to me. No joke, you could not make this up. The first note I hit, he just like fell to his knees, and I thought he was doing some like Elvis-y type of showman thing.
He was a showman.
Yeah. And from there, it's the darkness. But that to me is an amazing way. I mean, he looked up to everybody from Janis to Jimmy to Jim Morrison. All these people were his favorites, his heroes. And they all went out in the dark
in a
by
dark
themselves
way.
in a bathtub, eyes closed, alone. And he went out the way, like I like to believe, the way they wish they could have gone.
Oh,
out.
I mean,
yeah, like a rock star.
Yeah.
We always talk about we hope to God one day that if it ever happens to one of us, God forbid, that it's on stage with the people we love.
What a way to
like
go.
that's. I mean, to me, that's like what a better
That's
way.
the best way, right?
Right? I mean,
Absolutely.
what
If you
else
love
can you
music,
even ask
it's
for?
like-
Yeah.
And it was like the Incas or the Mayas. I can't remember what it was. They had a game, and the whoever was captaining the team that won would promptly have his head chopped off.
Yeah.
Went out at the top of his game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Went out at his highest moment.
And I mean, we had a tumultuous relationship for a long for a time, but it was for me it was because I honestly started playing music, and I started late, was purely based on I got to figure out a way to connect with my dad. I can't settle for just hating this guy or just being angry or just whatever, and him being angry at me like for no reason other
it
than
was a
just
release.
terrible, just like past that weird, messy family stuff, And so I would, no joke, like would go to his house day after day after day after him and him and my mother split up, and I would sit there and I would say, like, "All right, let's do it." And we would argue till it was like bad, and then after about a year of that, it stopped being arguments. Then it started being jamming. Then he gave me a bass guitar. Then I started playing bass behind him and his friends. And then our arguments would be like, "No, you're playing the wrong chord." And then I got to be like, "Okay." And then we became friends. And like, so music for me was not only for me to get like cleaned up from the stuff I was involved in, but also to find a relationship with him.
Yeah.
And because of all that, like I said, I'm sorry if this is too dark for it, but
It's not too dark.
yeah, my father, he had a heart attack 4 years prior to the one that killed him. I literally was like, I don't even care. I think about it to this day, and it kind of, I was like, I don't care. Like whatever. I didn't want to go to it. My mom was like, "You got to go to the hospital." I didn't even want to go and see him. I didn't care. I literally didn't care. And in the 4 years from that point, I had started learning how to play to get close to him. And then by the time he passed away with me with my band, and it was devastating, but beautiful in a way. Like I can't even explain how. Like,
So beautiful because of the path from the first heart
Yeah.
attack to the second one.
Yeah, a lot. Like if people want to talk about it, or it always comes up because it is kind of a phenomenal story that somebody passed away on stage, and whenever it happens, I tend to. People think it's going to get sad, and if you think about the dark part, it's sad. But
to us, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
truly
It
is,
It
yeah.
really is.
Any
If you
musician
knew Jack,
When we weren't getting along, there was good reasons on both sides for it, and by the time we got along, it was realistically getting along. It was two people had became different people, and we like re-met each other in a sense.
boy, and now you look kind of exactly like him when you were up playing, by the way.
Yeah, I hear that. I've heard that before.
I bet you have.
Yeah.
So you guys have been collaborating for 12 years, and you
Yeah,
say you've been
probably.
the best of
Yeah.
friends and the worst of enemies.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you been the worst of enemies because collaborating with someone you care about is hard? And
We've
do you
never-
find that you butt heads, or has it been outside of the music relationship that you've butted heads?
Well, we're both like strong personalities, in a sense. So I think we've never really had anything that was like terrible, and it's
Well, you just were like different people
Yeah.
when you met.
Yeah, exactly.
It was.
You know,
And
I
to
mean,
us,
well,
it
in us,
is.
like I say, it's like a marriage, like and that's a big thing, and that's not. I think a lot of people say that about their bands, but it's rare that actually it happens. And
why do you say it's actually happened here?
well, it actually has happened because Taylor, Travis, and myself, and Ryan's been in with us for about a year and a half. But I mean, we have like pounded it out from like, I feel like you are not really a band until you look at each other and go like, why the fuck are we a band? And then all of a sudden, you're like, well, we're a fucking band.
And the next day, you're still a band.
Yeah, like literally, like when Shane left from us, that was
hard.
Fucking
That was tough.
blow.
Yeah.
It was a blow. Like
We
literally,
didn't know
okay.
what to do.
So it was my worst nightmares in life would have been like to find out that I was about to have a baby and for anybody in the band to quit. And they both happened 2 days before my birthday. At the same time, I was like,
How long ago was that?
Shit. And that was
A year ago.
Year and a half
a year
ago.
and a half
Year and a
ago.
half
Yeah.
So then you have.
I now have a baby. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations! Come
Taylor
on.
does as well. Yeah. We
Yeah,
both have-
yeah.
Congratulations.
These guys are
Yeah.
So the
Got
two
dads in
people
the
in the
band.
band that have children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually, that's a cool little segue to this record because this record is actually very heavily influenced by all that.
Baby child.
Baby child.
Well, I would love you actually, if you want to go into that, please do. I just want to read something you guys have on our press material,
Yeah.
which is between the highs and the lows, the whispers and the cries, there are stories of pain and the glory that come from the human condition. And
wrote that?
I don't know.
That's
But my question was going to be, do you feel like that's actually true? Or do you feel like it's just part of like the poet's brand?
No, you know what's funny is
That's
it's funny.
just
I
life
don't
with
think
us.
I think we very much, as much as we wish we could be like branding experts.
Yeah.
I think we're the worst branding experts.
we're terrible.
Our band sounds like a bluegrass band because it started that way, and then we're like, fuck it, we're gonna have this like taggy looking logo, and you know what? We're gonna have like a kind of an R&B song into like a straight bluesy song.
You're an eclectic band
Yeah.
that has a bunch of pieces that don't make a lot of sense, maybe.
Our brand
but
is
that's
that
okay.
we do whatever we want to do, and please somebody like it so that we can do it for a living. Like, I think that's like our brand.
I interrupted you though. You said
Yeah.
that this new album has a lot to do with that.
Oh yeah. Well, I think for me personally,
And what is it called?
it's called. Well, I think we're safe to say we've been kind of changing it back and forth. We're going to call it "Chasing Youth," which is one of the tunes actually that we play that we're going to play tonight. That song in general is kind of like, for me, we weren't trying to have a kid at all. It was a complete surprise. It was like a tough few days for us both. Like it was like, okay, fuck, we're gonna do this. And me as a musician, I'm like, well, my life is over. Not gonna happen. There's nothing. No, it's over. It's done. And so it turned out that essentially through that 9 months, like Taylor can even credit this because he has a daughter as well. And but they were going for it. They were trying to get it going, and we were super supportive of that. So we kind of went through a different thing, and he like had to talk me off ledges constantly, like, I just don't even know. But it was a struggle for me.
And how did you get him off the ledge?
I think we just talked it. We just had to talk about it for a lot.
Why is his
many-
life not over though? Why is his music career not over? Obviously,
I guess because we're here, we're doing it, and I mean, really, this is gonna sound super cheesy, but the real rock stars are the women behind
was
this
just
whole
gonna
thing,
say-
Yeah.
because they really make it all happen for us. I mean,
their girls are the real like strength and like the rocks.
you just can't
behind
do it
our
without
band,
that. I mean, they
It's
let
not
their
stressful.
Behind
Yeah.
every
They
great man
just-
is a greater woman.
It's
Yeah.
true, man. It's
That's
true.
true. That's
So
not-
luckily, we have
that's
some
true.
serious support on our end at home.
What happened for me, and right now it's still very fresh, and I wonder if I'm like convincing myself of it or not, and I don't think I am at all. But I kind of feel like it's just kind of started, because before that, I was just doing stuff.
you have this huge responsibility. You can't just do whatever
Yeah.
anymore. So that makes everything that you do a very conscious decision.
Yeah.
You know, your time is much more finite.
Yeah, everything's got to
And
count.
that's what
Everything's
I was
gotta
worried
count.
about.
Yeah.
I was like, because I've always been like, I don't like the plan. I go by the seat of my pants. It's all gonna figure out. Like, I really genuinely thought that was an amazing way to live your life. Like, it's just all gonna happen. And then you look at it and you're like, we've done more in the last year of our lives.
Yeah.
As people and as a band and musically and even writing. Like, for me, writing is what actually turned it for me. Is I was afraid that I won't have any time to write. I'm gonna be running around. Like, I'm gonna be tired. And those things are there and they're happening, but I can write more in a shorter amount of time than spending all day going like, what am I going to write about today? You know, what will people think of me? What do I think? It's just like,
I feel like there's a lot of honesty in the band too. It's kind of like
Yeah.
like that brutal honesty where
yeah,
Totally.
like this is it. It may suck. It may be great, but like we're very like if I quote the Dead, like honest to the point of recklessness, which is what is necessary for anything. Really.
You have to be.
I have a distraction that is a beautiful distraction. You know, it keeps me away from just the heady thing that I think any great writer is just trying to get away from themselves. You know, like you're just not an escape, like you're writing about like the fantasy land you want to be. But you're just like, wow, like the good songs, even if they take you months to write, you're like, I don't know, like that's just, I learned something from that and I made that onto a piece of paper. Well, what do we do now, you know?
There is I'm not going to do it justice because it's been years since I saw it, but Louis C.K. tells a good story in an interview he did about how, before he had a child, he always would complain about not having inspiration and it took him forever to do a thing. But then he had a child and all of a sudden, like he it was no longer just him he was responsible for.
Yeah.
And so it became one of those things where it's like, I can't wait around for inspiration. I need to get this done now because I have another mouth to feed and I don't want to stop doing comedy.
Yeah. That reminds me too of Jaco Pastorius. When he had his first child, he saw his child be born, and right after he was like, I need to do something that's never been done before.
Yeah.
Like, I need to do it like right now. And it's like that, like
Dr. Dre as well, man. To take Dr. Dre. He had his kid and he was like, I gotta do something. I'm gonna teach this Eazy-E guy how to rap because he's like, I gotta make some money, man.
And that was exactly it.
Once you have
exactly
a kid,
what happened.
What you could do is like, you're an artist or whatever, you know, I hate thinking of that. Like I'm an artist, but it's like, you're an artist, I guess. And you can't say that it's about making money. It's not about the money. Like I spent my entire life. Like it's not about, and it wasn't. But then you have a kid, you can say, hey, it's about the money. Yeah, I got I got something inside me I want to get out, and I want to share it in a way that hopefully a lot of people want to listen to or hang out with or connect to. But once you have like a kid hit you, you're like, you can be like, yeah, I want to get some money here, and we're gonna find a way to do this that's real. To want to have a successful career in the music industry, it's got to be the craziest thing you could ever like consciously go like, I'm going to pursue what is, not to be like dark again, but a failing industry essentially.
I like that marriage example. I want you to finish your point, but I like the idea of, sometimes you wake up maybe 10 or 20 years into a marriage, you're like, I feel like I don't even know this person anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Similarly, you hang out with people for 12 years, you're like, what?
Oh, man, we lived together for 5 solid years together, like, and we toured every day.
And I've been with my wife the entire time. Yep. So I see marriage on both sides. So like in my head, I love the idea of marriage because I think that, God, I can't remember who it was. It's gonna be a terrible thing to bring up, I guess, but because
Sebastian's poly?
Am I what?
Means it
polyamorous?
Yeah.
You're polyamorous?
No.
It was a joke because I
was really excited. I was really excited about it. Going down that path.
I liked it. No, don't scratch that. Put that shit in.
Sorry, I want to hear what you have to say about marriage. I think this is great.
Well, in my head, like seeing it like within a band, it's a marriage, and a marriage is got to be love, and love is this thing, and I'm infatuated by love. I fucking love love. I have a relationship with love that's the same as my relationship with the guys in the band and my wife and my baby boy and my family. The idea of love is just like, because love fucking sucks, but it's the best thing ever. And it's like that simple. It's like, and a band, the only way, and the reason why I think it can't crash and burn to me is because we've been in and out. People quit the band, people join, fights, not getting along, one of them making money, what's going on, keeping it scheduled, just being like a, your own shitty version of yourself from time to time, pissing off the people that you care about. Like, it can't crash and burn because in my head, I'm like, well, I'm going to keep working my ass forward to something, and I'm going to just try to absolve anytime I hurt somebody around me. And as long as that goes, it can't crash and burn. It can only crash and burn if I'm like, fuck all these people that I care about. And if I believe that for longer than 10 seconds, then it can crash and burn.
Well, that would also involve like walking away from something you've spent 12 years building towards. This is like a project.
But it was also an act. Like the first, honestly, 3 or 4 years of me and Sebastian doing this was really just an accident. Like we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't really we wanted to be in a band, but we didn't really know what that meant.
Well, that was the phase of the relationship where you were just fooling around.
Exactly. We were just,
there were no titles.
We were just
We didn't.
We were just
hooking
parents.
We were just having a good time.
Really big
we were just having a good time.
We were young and dumb. We were just hooking up.
Yeah.
But then we met, Sebastian, Taylor and Shane, and then then it got a little more serious, and then we got the house, and then it got you know, okay,
Wait, so I can't play with other bands
yeah,
anymore?
we moved in together. It's a little more
that's
serious.
a bit of a jarring thing once you make that realization.
And then the divorce.
But then you get back together, and how
And then
sweet
we
it
get back
is
together
to be
and-
loved by you. Album is called Chasing Youth,
Chasing
and I
Youth,
feel like
first
we
one.
just went on a huge tangent, which was great.
Yeah.
But why does that title mean something to you?
I think, well, the song means more to me than any song I've ever made up, because it was literally me dealing with, like, I think when I wrote that song, now it's this wonderfully beautiful, warm, loving song. But at the time I wrote it going like, fuck. I really wrote it going like, this might be the last song I ever write.
It's the eulogy for your music career.
Before? Because remember so this is kind of funny. Like, did you write it before you told me about?
I wrote it before I told you guys.
Yeah.
Because I remember
because that was a big
the
thing
lyrics from
too.
you guys.
It was amazing because we've been best friends for that long, and of all the things that happened, he hit it for, like, he actually told Taylor first, because
the band was like kind of
there was stuff happening. The band was starting to crash a little bit
because somebody left,
and
we're like,
eventually he sat me down and said, this is what's up. I'm having a kid. This and that, because he literally thought,
I thought everybody's gonna.
Travis was gonna hate. He's gonna be like, oh,
I didn't think he was gonna hate.
But he kind of, of course, you have the fears.
It seems like you got like three things going on. You've got the original intent of the song. You've got the secret that you're
And
having
then
a
it
child.
all-
And now you have the
That's what I'm
song has
saying.
a completely new meaning.
Yeah.
Well, so check this out.
It went
It's
through
cool
this
you
whole
say, like,
metamorphosis.
so, and for my head, I always struggled with this. Like, I wrote maybe probably 4 or 5 second verses, and for me, because the first verse is, what is it? It's like, I want to lay in your garden. I'm going to plant my seed. Your beauty as expected is everything I need, which is like a nice way of saying I'm dealing with, having a kid, but like poetically to sound cool, to not be like
Sexual.
dark. I'm trying to like basically convince myself this is a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. You don't want to remember yourself in history as being like, why? I was trying to turn get over my boy was dying. There was a little boy inside me that I like had to like bury in the
Get rid
backyard.
of, yeah.
And I couldn't write the second verse. And then for me, it was a big moment to like start this. I would sing the chorus to myself. It was almost like a mantra. I didn't think it would ever be in the band at all. Because it's like, I'm done. I'm singing, I'm done chasing youth. I'm done chasing youth. It's kind of like this big moment for me, like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to try and be this little boy and think that I have to be this young. I've had far surpassed a Kurt Cobain age limit. So that's
you
not in my
mentioned
cards
27
anyway.
in the
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
age
Yeah,
27.
yeah. And so essentially, I was like, God, I got to get over this. I got to get over this. And then when the second verse came, I actually wrote the second verse after he was born. And it was, and the second verse goes, I'm going to just, out of context, going to like stumble on my words, but it's like, I work so hard now, damn near all my life. I'm feeling turned around with the blood in my eyes. That's kind of like this poetic way of saying, I hate explaining the lyrics, but essentially then the next line is me
The
going.
explanation of lyrics is good.
Yeah. Well, I want to leave it to the listener if they want to take it another way. But this song means a lot to me, so it's cool to explain it. But then I say like, you came so unexpected, I thought I wasn't enough, because that's essentially where I was at. Life has a way of burning you down just to build you back up. And that, for me, to be able to say that was actually like a huge moment.
So Chasing Youth, we just talked about the title track.
Yeah.
You guys play 2 other songs from that album tonight.
Yeah.
You were kind of like, those are going to be hopefully our 3 hits. Which that's the hope, is that people dig them. But my question is, are those as significant, the other 2, as Chasing Youth is to you?
Yeah. So, Steady Hand definitely is. It's
talk
kind of
about Steady Hand.
Yeah, Steady Hand. We're going to play that one tonight. What I had to deal with was, it wasn't the kid. It was, if my dreams come true, to be an incredible father is going to be hard. And I still am fighting that every day. Because like literally, my dreams to come true. Yeah, Taylor. My dreams to come true is, I'm not going to make much money, and some band's going to let us open up for them for 6 months, and I'm going to miss a lot of that. And for me, I found solace in artists that might not even be that, like Sturgill Simpson kind of went through that, and he's been very open about how he was just grinding it out while away from his son, his firstborn son, for a lot of his life. And I'm like, man, I love his music, but then the fact that he grind out, this album that actually gave him success was him grinding that out on a record, man. And I'm like, damn. And even then, you still think about that, and like it makes me a little sad. It's like, God, he missed that. You can't get that back. But I think that is probably the only time where I'll ever even like want to
feel
like
the fire.
It's a little bit of an no, like I could say like maybe it's the artist or whatever in you, that thing that's just like I just know myself well enough to know that if opportunity arises, I will make it all work, and it will be an alternative lifestyle.
So you've basically come to the conclusion of you're going to do what you need to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think she know, and like I think the funny thing is I tend to constantly want to remind her, like, I'm just gonna do whatever I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it. We're gonna figure this out. And she's like, you don't gotta tell me this. I know, it's fine. We'll make this work. We have an incredible support system. It's great. It really is good stuff.
It's conducive
But
to
I have
the
to convince
artistry.
myself.
It's you telling
it's me
yourself,
telling-
but you're
yeah,
actually saying it out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this is what I'm gonna be. We're gonna be. She's like, I understand. I got your back. Chill out. Enjoy this right now. Enjoy. Like, she's my freaking rock. Yeah,
That's a good woman right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing.
And that song is basically that.
It's that. Well, it's me.
It's a reminder.
Really?
It's me
It's like
playing the other
reminder.
role.
Yeah.
It's kind of me like in that song. I'm like, she's like, I think we got to get rid of it, and I'm going, baby, don't get rid of our child. I'm gonna build this happy home. I got this steady hand. We're gonna do it. And it's like it. And I feel that every time. Like it's me being the guy that I wish I was the day that we found out that she was pregnant. Essentially, you go like, oh, I'm so glad. Buddy, I love you to death. If you hear this in the future, I love the hell out of you, man. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. So you know what's up. We're not gonna be shy about this.
We don't need
Yeah, well, and when you're young, you'll probably hear this,
Yeah.
maybe be a little mad. But when you get older, and it happens to you, you'll be like totally understandable.
Yeah. It's all good.
So to future Rowan, we all love you, man.
We do, and that's significant. And
Yeah.
this album captures that. And of course, Tom has watched you.
Guys,
My
both of you.
God, Tom has
Yeah.
watched you be born, both
Yeah.
of you guys,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then be boys, and then be men.
Yeah.
And I guess as we wind down the episode, do you want to just reflect just for a moment on what these men have meant to you?
Oh, this guy, it's been a huge honor to have both you guys on this stage and in this room and actually be able to, watch you kind of grow up. It's been huge because both your dads were friends of mine and had a good piece of who I am comes from those guys too.
man.
Nice.
And so to have you, it's just, and you're going through the same experiences. And quite frankly, I've already got Roe booked for, I think Roe's coming in to play a gig in like, God, it was like 2027.
2027, something like that. Yeah,
We'll put it in the calendar.
We got it. It's already in the calendar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Locked in.
Yeah, I think it was going to be a Timothy O'Neill reunion.
Perfect.
It's going to be great.
We'll be there.
Perfect.
Well, and on that, man, we love that. Not just make it all sad, but the hell out of you, man. You are like the angel of Petaluma, man.
No,
you
seriously,
really do so much for this. Not even just really just pat you on the back.
Depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, well, all I got to say is I don't care who I talk to, and I tell them no matter what I hear, I'm like, you know what, I don't care what you read or what you think about, no matter what you... Tom Gaffey's done more for this town than most people even understand, so...
This was the first
We
time
always
I
have your
played on
back.
a real drum riser, and I was
Yeah.
like...
Yeah.
And Jim, too, I mean, really, Jim, too, like, just some of the stuff you've done as a promoter...
Yeah, absolutely.
And as a booker, like, I really respect your work ethic and everything you've done in this town also, like, as behind-the-scenes guy. And you know that, and I think I've told you already. But
even on a county level.
just in general, general, like I really respect things that you've done for this area.
Well, I appreciate that, and I would not have had a platform that would have even connected us. If not for the Phoenix.
Yeah, right. Of
And
course.
if not for...
Well,
I know you hate
Tom
praise.
Gaffey.
I know you hate praise.
yeah, but you know what? And here we keep coming back around. It goes right back to Elaine O'Donnell. For crying out loud.
Bring it back around full circle.
Nana.
real quick.
Yeah, it really does.
Nana.
You know,
To all the
Nana.
grandmas of the world.
Yeah,
then.
to all the
Actually, my grandmother worked in this theater in the 1940s.
Yes, she did.
Really?
Yeah.
For Doc Naphy, who was another.
That's crazy.
She
So we're all
was
connected.
an usher, and she would change in the dressing room, which was directly below us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
What?
insane.
The
Yeah.
infamous basement.
Is there a basement?
I
still down
I
there?
won't
Where's
walk
that?
in the
Where's that?
basement. I don't like the
Oh, hell
basement.
no.
It's too
So,
creepy.
there's been a lot of grandmothers on this episode, and also a lot of coming of age and a lot of history, and that's the coolest thing I think about this episode.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled that you guys all got to do that song together that meant so much to your dad and to you,
Huge.
and you guys too. I mean, doing a partnership that lasts 12 years and continues on and brings other people along is a remarkable thing.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for doing that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
It is very remarkable.
I feel like I came to age just in this episode.
Yeah.
Just keep saying I came to age.
You came of age.
I came
in this
of
very
age.
episode.
You came of age.
I really I learned about myself and my friends in this episode.
I think we all did.
Cool.
Onstage Jim and Tom is a public service.
I love it. I love it.
So, best of luck with the forthcoming album and everything that comes with it. And thank you for hanging out with us here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Tom.
And to
Really
everyone
appreciate
else, please stick around because these men, the Highway Poets, are going to play a selection of music from their new album.
I can't wait.
Which is called Chasing You. Thanks again, guys.
Yeah, thank you
guys. Love you both.
I can be the one to make you whole. I said, baby, you and I get along. Don't give up a child. Gonna make a happy home. Happy home. 'Cause what you got, you want. What you want, you need. What you need, I am. Don't get turned around. Don't let you down. A steady hand. Like a steady hand. I could be the one to make you. I could be the lightning in your soul. I could be the lack of control. I could be the one to make you whole. Baby, don't fool me. 'Cause I've been feeling fooled. Oh, that sounds touchy, you. Oh, 'cause I've been feeling you. Oh, I've been feeling you.
I see. And your beauty, as expected, is everything I need. I thought I'd live life forever. I was born to die young. And then I'd be 27, and I'm no longer on the run. Yes, I'm no longer on the run. 'Cause I'm done chasing you. And no matter what I do, it always comes back to you. And no matter what I say, I can make you stay. And I work so hard now, I dimly hold my life. And I've been feeling so turned around. I got the blood in my eyes. 'Cause life came so unexpected. I thought I wasn't enough. Oh, and it has a way of burning you down. No, just to build you up. And I'm gonna raise him up. 'Cause I'm done chasing you. No matter what I do, oh, always comes back to you. And no matter what I say, I can make you stay. 'Cause I'm done chasing you. Oh, no matter what I do, oh, it always comes back to you. And no matter what I say, I can make you stay. 1, 2, 3, hey! Oh, now. See you move fast, living like a car crash, making my way on $1 million dash. You could wrap a car around my family tree. She was told that I was too old. Daddy's little girl with the heart of gold, and I guess he should have never told her to forget about me. Guess he should have never told her to forget about me. And now we're gone, giving that old world what we're giving. And now turn me up, Lord, you turn me loose. Forgot about the pedal when I looked at you, Lord. Everything you want is sitting next to me. She grew up fast and Lord, she grew over me. She made her way down the Mississippi scene. She had the Alabama slammers loading our boys was on their knees, yeah. With the Alabama slammers loading boys is on their knees. Oh please, now you're gone. You're giving that old world what you giving. For too long, you know, you just ain't had enough. Oh no, you ain't giving up. Our wicked kind of love can go on. Oh, now just go on.
Here's the thing, though. I wanted to do this song because knowing that we were coming up to this show, I've been thinking an awful lot about an old friend of mine and someone that I used to play music with. And one of the songs that I played with him was this song. And it turns out one of the songs that he used to play with his son, Sebastian, was this very same song. So this song I want to dedicate to a dear friend of mine, Jack Now, and his old band, Avoid the Rush. Pulled into Nazareth, I was feeling about half past dead. I just need to find a place where I can lay my head. Say, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned and shook my hand. No was all he said. Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. And you put the load right on me. Picked up my bag. I went looking for a place to hide. When I saw old Carmen and the devil, they was walking side by side. I said, hey, Carmen, come on, let's go downtown. She said, no, I got to go, but my friend can stick around. Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. You put the load right on me. Slow down, Miss Moses. There ain't nothing that you can say. It's just old Luke, and Luke's waiting on the judgment day. Well, Luke, my friend, what about young Anna Lee? Said, do me a favor, son, won't you stay and keep Anna Lee company? Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. And you put the load right on me.
Crazy chest to follow me, but got me in the phone. Said I'm gonna fix your red if you take Jack, my dog. I said, wait a minute, Chester, Lord, you know I'm a peaceful man. 'Cause it's okay, my boy, just feed him where you can. Oh. Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. And you put the load right on me.
Catch a cannonball, Lord, take me on down the line. My bag is sinking low, and I do believe it's time to get back to Miss Fanny. You know that she's the only one who sent me here with her regards for everyone. So take a load off Put the load right on me. Highway Poets, everybody.